YouTube, how's everyone doing today? I'm hoping you're doing well, and I want to just touch briefly on a topic that a lot of people are very confused about. And I know there are many other videos out there. There's one by Bill Schneblin who touches on this too. In numerics numerology, even though both deal with numbers, it's a very different way in how they're dealt with. And a lot of people get them confused, and I just want to make a brief video just to show you the difference between the two. Because, like I said, there are many studies out there that go more into depth about it. I don't want to do that right here because I don't want to retouch the subject, but I just want to give you basically it's a brief steak and potatoes of it, and then you can go do your own research after that. Numerics, numerology. It's the same thing like how I did a previous video with astronomy and astrology, but this deals with more the numbers. You see, numerics, I found this when I was in the airport in Brazil, when I was in Rio, and because I thought they were the same thing. Numerics and numerology both dealt with numbers. I thought they were the same thing basically. And when I went, when I was at the layover at the airport there in Rio, a connecting flight there, I had my laptop up and I was looking for numerics. Like, what is actually numerics? And it's very interesting how numerics deals with the pattern in numbers when numerology uses it to guide your life. Now, let me just break that down here. See, numerics, for example, people talk about Bible codes. Well, I'm not one for the whole thing, hidden meanings in the Hebrew, text or what have you. But what I'm into is that if you look at biblical numerics, just Google it, biblical numerics, you'll find how there's patterns of 3, I believe it is, and 7. Um, this is about 4 or 5 years ago when I was researching this. There's just in the gospel accounts alone, you'll find that there's numerical patterns inside the passages, meaning that certain words or certain sentences are set up in a certain way, meaning that if, let's say, I were to write a Bible like that, I couldn't do it because the numerics would show that it would be divinely inspired. I mean, let's say if Stephen King were to write a book based on numerics, or wrote a book and he used numerics to do it, he'd probably still be working on the first draft of Carrie, or maybe the 100th or 1000th draft of Carrie. Because this is how intricate the actual numbers play into it. But you see, that's not numerology. But you see, numerics is basically how a word count happens, and then you basically see the pattern in numbers. It's like the Fibonacci sequence, something to that effect. If you haven't heard of it, go on Google, look it up, and you'll see there's a number patterns. That's not numerology. You see, numerics is when you see a number pattern on someone, let's say 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, what have you. Numerics is when you use it to guide your life. For example, the number 13. How many people try to avoid the number 13 like a plague? Because I believe, I think was it Stephen King or one author said that he refused to stop on the page 13 or any 13s. So that's very telling. A lot of apartment buildings or a lot of buildings and things do not have the number 13 as a floor. That's numerology. That's when using the numbers to guide your life because you're afraid of that number for the bad luck reason. See, numerics does not play off the bad luck. Numerics, you see a pattern there, and you just accept it. Numerology is when you use it to guide your life, like when you play the horoscopes, or when you do tarot cards, or your lucky numbers, or whenever you read, like you'll go psychic or counselor of that sort, they'll use numerology, and that is satanic because you're using the creature to guide your life instead of God. And for example, getting back to the building part, you notice that like some floors have no number 13, goes from 12, and the next floor is 14. Well, it's logically inconsistent because the next floor is 13, even though it's not written down there. The only way you could probably have a not 13th floor is if you build it at 12, then you have about a floor gap, meaning that the building on top, the 14th floor and above, has to hover over the building. So you don't have a 13th floor. That's probably the only way. So you have, let's say, a building here, then the building on top of it just hovering. So you can see it over there. You see it hovering. So here's the building. So here's 1 to 12 floors. 13th floor will be empty, and then 14th floor will be on top. So it'll be hovering. That's probably the only logical way you can have no 13th floor. But that's numerology. Is when you use the number 13 or any kind of number, say it's a bad luck number, to guide your life. So you don't want anything to do with that number. That's numerology. That's when you use the numbers to guide your life. That's not numerics. See, numerics, you can probably see why the number 13 is such bad luck. According to, people, the occult there, what have you. You probably search why it would be bad luck, but numerics is just you see a number pattern and that's it. There's nothing there more to it. But numerology puts so much value, so much meaning on it. You even use it, you know, to the fact that you cannot. Some people cannot drive anything. You know, some people, like a plague, stay away from certain numbers, or they base their, their love life on certain numbers. People say, "Oh, my good luck is number 4," or "Good luck is number 2," or "Good luck is number 18," or whatever it is. So what you'll do is that you'll make everything says, "Oh, this has to come out to 18," then I'll use it. Or let's say, um, uh, or I put 18 somewhere, or let's say I collect something has to be in 18s, or has to be in 2s, or has to be in 4s, or has to be in 10s. That's numerology, you know. And I know for the whole dozen thing, it's a different story. That's just calculation of, that's different because you're just, using it as a system. You're not using it as a way, to guide your life in a sense. Um, um, you see, because you need measurements. That's basically just a measurement. It's not using it, say, oh, this is gonna happen to me if I don't do this, or if I don't, if I land on 13, I'm gonna have the bad day. No, you're not. You land on 13, you land on 13. That's just a number there, you know. And because I know a lot, I know witches' covens have 12, witches there with 13 being the head witch, which is basically a direct mockery of Jesus, the 12 disciples where 'cause I know the whole Knights Templar thing where Jacques de Molay, was crucified and burned at the stake, number 13, what have you. If you Google that up, but it comes from Jesus, the 12 disciples, or the 12 disciples, Jesus being the 13th. So it's just basically a direct mockery of that. And so yeah, don't get confused, ladies and gentlemen, because I was confused myself. With astronomy and astrology, I was confused with that too. I have a study on this, so just search the channel for it. You'll find it. Very brief again, and so yeah, numerics and numerology. Even though they both deal with numbers, as astronomy and astrology deals with planets, it's done in a very different context. And one of them is godly, the other one is satanic. So whether you believe in God or you don't believe in God or the devil, well, they do exist. You don't have to believe in gravity. If you jump off a roof, it's gonna kill you. Yeah, so just look into this more because do not play with your life. You know, leave the creation, the creator, where creation, creator, do not creation or the creature, do not worship that. Worship the creator. You know, don't get afraid. Number 13 is just a number. Something bad happens, bad happens. It's not karma, because karma is just God's justice without God, trying to remove the divine out of it. So God bless. I hope you've taken something out of this video. And yeah, don't be scared of number 13. There's nothing inherently evil about the number 13. So don't worry about that. And just don't use the numbers to guide your life. Do not try to put special significance on a number. That you only have to follow this number, or this color, this whatever. Don't be doing that because there's just no purpose for it. Don't use it to guide your life because most times, other than not, it'll be a waste. So God bless. Take care. I'll see you in the next video.